The pilgrimage program at John 23rd College offers our students an opportunity of service, of reflection on current social justice issues, and also looking at their place in our world.
They really just benefit from the small things in life, and just valuing human connection and community is really important over there.
I definitely learnt how to appreciate another culture and how people can be so happy with so little compared to us over here.
They just find the good in everything, and they just also have so much faith as well in everything they do and for others. They try to help everyone in any way that they can.
Although we live in a world where we can pretty much have whatever we want, there's so many people struggling to get basic needs like water and shelter and food every day, but they live every day in the moment, and they're just so grateful, and they were so welcoming and kind towards us despite everything they've been through. It was just so amazing to be welcomed into their world.
One of the most remarkable things to me was the way the kids experienced people who were in abject poverty who were actually happy.
Just being in the community the whole time was very welcoming, and you really got an understanding of community when you were there.
All of my experiences probably centred around the Aboriginal people, most of all. We could go out into the bush and they could point at 6 different things and find use for them.
Especially with the Northern Territory, I suppose they get to see our own Indigenous people in a very different light to what's perceived within the city. You take away that whole stigma of, us and them, and you sort of just blend into them.
We can get very caught up in our own lives, and it's sometimes really nice to stop and meet people and actually hear their stories.
We saw this country which had just encountered so much conflict and atrocity, the worst you could imagine.
That was quite overwhelming for a lot of us.
All the children were so perfectly dressed and so happy and excited, but when we came back and we reflected upon it, we realised that was more of a facade. They were putting this on for us, and there are bigger things to what they were showing us.
They really had everything taken from them, and they welcomed us with such generosity and wholehearted kindness and happiness and love.
Timorese people were really pulled together by their faith. It became apparent very early on that their faith was what brought them all together.
In Perth, you don't really see the work of the Catholic Church a lot, but when we went to Timor, you could see the impact that the Loreto and the nuns made there.
I'm very grateful for the incredible work that was being done, both by the Mary Ward group in Calcutta and the Jesuits in Hazaribagh.
It really is about trying to look at their place in the world and their relationship with God.
You just saw God in everyone. Everyone is just so accepting, welcoming, and they just have the biggest smile on their faces.
In like a smile from a little kid, in a gesture from someone at Mass, it's so easy to just find God. I just felt, I feel definitely more spiritual now and more connected to my surroundings.
It's about learning, and it doesn't matter where you start, it's about where you finish.
It's actually really nice being outside, being with other people, not always being absorbed in your phone.
We often get so tied up in social media and technology every day, but just really being able to connect with people face to face, talking to them, being friendly and kind to strangers, it just can make a world of difference to a person. It really can.
I'm with family more, I'm not on social media as much.
It's an amazing experience, and I think we're really lucky to have this opportunity.
Yeah, do it. It's well worth it, and everybody gets a different thing out of it. I think it was an amazing experience, and it would definitely benefit everyone.
It's very eye-opening, and you come back feeling very sort of wholesome and fulfilled.
Everyone has a meaning and purpose to do something in their lives which they're called to do.